biggest thing I would share is just that it is amazing to see this program still continue and help and reach out and support in changing times, adapting, growing. The need is still out there, and it is a program that I think is worthy of support.
Yeah, another volunteer opportunity I got to do is make calls with the women and with the moms, and just to connect with them after the Christmas dinner, and just to see what their needs are and all that. And so with that, I was able to call and hear their story, like how much that this ministry has meant to them, and just hearing it on the other end of the phone, like we do all this work to provide these resources, but to hear how much of an impact it is on their life. And at the times we were calling, we didn't have all the resources that we could with more volunteers to provide the opportunities for them. So when I hear the needs, it was like, oh my goodness, we need more volunteers on board and to help with this, because there's such a strong need in our community with single moms and single dads, and just having that support system. So hearing that over the phone, how much they get from this ministry and the resources that they need goes beyond just the dinner. But we just want to show God's love and be the hands and feet. And I feel like that's what Single Parent Provision does, is being the hands and feet of Christ and being able to impart in these people that have been walking this journey alone, and we can take their hand and walk with them. So it's been awesome.
It's typically just developing a friendship with the kids and just gaining their trust and enjoying interaction with them and playing with them, and just hearing their heart, and they're kids, and they have just a genuine love for relationship. And so just building that is really precious. I support Single Parent Provision because the way you partner with them and you become a friend to them. You become a stable, secure, just a solid, trusted partner that moms and dads and single moms and single dads need, and their families need. And so that is why I support Single Parent Provision, because of that friendship and that fellowship, that you are there for them and you come alongside them, and it models Christ.
With the break time, it's awesome. It's so much fun being with the kids. I think that's my favorite part, is when they show up and they're so excited, and they just have such good experience being there. And so it's all about loving the kids. It's not really about, it feels like it's not about the activities that we do. It's getting to talk to them, building a relationship with them, and
you get a lot of the same kids too, so you start to get to know them really well, and you start to get to see them grow.
For me, it's the heart of the ministry, which comes from you, and it's just it's about loving people well, and no matter what that means, even during the quarantine, I remember that was something that touched my heart so much, is that you sent out a newsletter that you were sending care packages, like what can we do during this time? How can we love well? And that's neat to be a part of an organization where you can love others well. And I really enjoy that.
Well, I think the foundation of our marriage and our family totally lines up with the mission of Single Parent Provision, that we want Jesus at the core of our marriage and our family. And it is such a challenge to raise kids in today's culture to know and love Jesus. And so if we can help in any way to do that, that's absolutely our heart behind why we feel so strongly that Single Parent Provision is a perfect ministry for our family to walk alongside. It is so awesome to be a witness, to just have all these women that don't know each other, and to witness them automatically have this bond and be able to share and just their experiences of being a mother, and how many kids they have and how old they are, and everyone has a different story, but yet everybody's there for a common reason. And it's so awesome to see total strangers walk away feeling totally loved by strangers. And that is like such a cool thing to be a part of.
I know you can see a light when the moms are leaving the event. It's just you can tell that their lives are touched. You know, even if it was only for an hour or just a short period of time, you can tell that when you've been intentionally pouring into somebody else, you can see it, and you can see just the reflection of that, that event, and it touches people in a very profound way. And
This is on my heart often, is that there's a lot of obvious needs in the world that people give a lot of their time and attention to. But being a single mother in the past, I feel like it's one of the biggest but yet most overlooked community of people that need love and support. And I just wish that was acknowledged more, I guess. And so I'm super grateful for everything that Single Parent Provision does, because there's not other groups that really focus on such a large ministry and large need like that in our community and in our families.
We both each have siblings that have been single parents for more than 20 years. That, along with, and we look at these men and women that are single and how much it's hard to do this solo. And to be able to have Single Parent Provision come up and walk alongside these parents, I think the thing that we have to remember is these children are our next generation, and to make sure that we're doing what we can to those who are given much is expected, and that's where I feel like our hearts have been with the program, and we're excited to be a part of it.
I think when you see the moms come in and you escort them to a table at the Christmas banquet, I mean, it's just the experience you see them have.
It's real.
I mean, you can just see that it's something they haven't experienced when guys are volunteering to serve them for what they do.
I think what's exciting about the volunteering piece, it's more than writing a check. I think everybody should experience those opportunities, and we had this last Christmas program, we brought our kids, we brought my mom, and quickly found that we all have different gifts and talents, which is neat. But we also got to see that these mom and dads, again, they're from all walks of life.
I think everybody has a perception what a single parent is, and I feel like I've lived a lot of that life where a single parent isn't necessarily always what people think it is because growing up when your parents set you down and saying they're going to get separated, I mean, as a kid, you're like, what's happening here? I always felt like I was taken care of, but it always felt like maybe it's like if my parents or either side could have had somebody step in and give them some assistance and walk with them, I think that's what this program does for people.
My wife, Mindy, heard about this neat opportunity that was happening at the church we all attended. And like she always does, she was immediately on board of, we need to serve at this, we need to be a part of it. And for a lot of reasons, other than just not knowing anything about it, I was closed off. One of the things I had thought was, I don't know anything about single parents. I don't have that background. I didn't grow up with a lot of friends that were in that world, and I just felt like, what could I bring to the table? But God, as He always does, can use unwilling people to carry out His will, but He can show you something about yourself that you never saw coming. And as soon as I was involved, I was hooked. And then that ultimately this past year led to me recently becoming a board member. I think it really is the heart behind Single Parent Provision, is that this is what God has called us to do. And in some ways, yes, the Great Commission for all of us as believers is to go out and we can physically share the message of salvation with others in this world. But beyond that, when you look at Jesus' life a lot of what he did was showing his love through his actions.